mysteries in history, leaving scientists baffled. Hello everyone from the Mysterious Universe chat. Dear friends, world history is filled with unsolved mysteries and puzzles. Despite all efforts from the most seasoned historians, the bravest treasure hunters, and even the world's greatest codebreakers, there remain historical mysteries that may never be solved. From the day Jesus was born, to the true identity of Jack the Ripper, or the location of Cleopatra's tomb. Sometimes the reason is that related excavated documents have been lost or an archaeological site has been destroyed. It could also be because the evidence presented is too vague to convince scholars. Additionally, world history has countless other difficult-to-explain mysteries. If you love history and enjoy exploring, join Mysterious Universe to travel back in time and uncover those mysteries right in today's video. The Green Children of Woolpit. In the 12th century, 2 children were found in Woolpit, England, with strange blue skin, leading people to believe they were extraterrestrial beings. According to historian William of Newburgh, both children were found at the entrance of a wolf pit during harvest season. These children couldn't speak any language, their skin was blue, and they dressed very unusually. What amazed everyone was that they didn't eat any food for several days, until they were given beans. Thanks to that, these strange children survived for a few more months until they learned to eat bread. After being baptized a short time later, the boy died, while the girl grew up, lost the blue color on her skin, and began learning English. She later explained that she and her brother came from an island without sunlight, only dim light sources. Many believe the children came from St. Martin's Island, an entirely blue island. The girl didn't understand why she and her brother ended up on this island. She was later named Agnes and married a royal member named Richard. Many theories have been proposed to explain this phenomenon. Some believe the green children came from a secret world, connected to us through a wolf pit. Others think the wolf pit was a gateway to a parallel universe. Many others believe the 2 children were aliens who accidentally landed on Earth. The most plausible theory is as follows. This incident occurred in 1173 during the reign of King Henry II. At that time, Henry II ordered the expulsion of Dutch immigrants, and many conflicts broke out. Scholar Paul Harris, who proposed this theory, believes these children lived in St. Martin, a small village near Bury St. Edmunds. After the village was destroyed and their parents killed, the 2 children wandered to Bedford Forest and lived there without enough food. They suffered from anemia, which might be the reason their skin turned blue. They might have heard the bells at Bury St. Edmunds and got lost in a flint mining tunnel dating back 4,000 years to the Stone Age. This is why when discovered, people thought they were extraterrestrial beings. However, the truth behind this phenomenon remains an open question to this day. In the ancient oak tree, there have been countless pictures, publications, and even songs inspired by the mysterious case of Gypsy's grave. But the victim's identity remains a mystery to this day. It all started when a boy named Bob Farmer and a few friends climbed an oak tree on Lord Cobham's land in 1943. The innocent children didn't know they were about to become involved in a mystery that would last for decades. Inside the dead and hollowed trunk, they found a human skull with only a few teeth and some hair remaining. Terrified, they all agreed to put back what they had found and never mention it again. But one boy named Tommy Whittle couldn't handle the pressure and told his parents. The police quickly got involved and found the remaining skeleton, now just white bones, covered by a few pieces of torn clothing. On one hand, there was still a gold wedding ring, while the other hand had disappeared. All were found long and sharp in the rotten trunk of the mountain pine tree. The woman, identified as having died around age 35, had given birth once. Investigators believe she died from suffocation and had been in the tree trunk for at least a year. However, what sends chills down the spine is that investigators think she was placed in this mountain pine tree while still alive and then suffocated inside it. The victim's right hand was later found in the nearby area, and a piece of taffeta fabric was also discovered in her mouth. There is no other information about the victim, not even a name. S lifespan would have been if she hadn't. Although the case has somewhat reached a dead end, many still hope Bella's remains in the mountain pine tree will be identified to somewhat ease the grief of the deceased. After 17 years, the Lady Be Good plane was discovered in the Libyan desert. A U.S. Army Air Force's B-24D plane named Lady Be Good went missing during a bombing mission over Italy on April 4, 1943. This was the first mission for both the plane and its crew. Lady Be Good was the only one in the squadron that failed to return to base in Libya. Authorities at the time believed the plane had crashed into the Mediterranean Sea. A search operation was conducted, but no signs of the plane were found. In 1958, an oil exploration team took aerial photographs and discovered the plane in the Libyan desert. Although destroyed, the fuselage fragments were well preserved in the dry, hot desert climate. Surprisingly, the radio and some other aircraft equipment were still functioning well. But the search team found no trace of the crew. In 1959, local authorities organized another month-long search for the crew but found nothing and gave up. Then in 1960, 17 years after the plane went missing, the remains of 8 out of 9 crew members were found scattered in the desert. Along with that, authorities also found a diary belonging to co-pilot Robert Turner, revealing details of the story after the plane crash. 9 people parachuted out of the plane during the accident, and fortunately 8 survived. The survivors walked about 136 kilometers before 5 gave up and 3 continued until they collapsed. However, the body of the plane commander Vernon Elmore was never found and remains a major mystery to this day. Considered another mystery of Easter Island. Rongorongo is the name of manuscripts written in hieroglyphs by the first inhabitants of Easter Island. Rongorongo appeared mysteriously in the 1700s, while neighboring islanders had no writing system. This language has long disappeared, making the manuscript decoding seem hopeless. European settlers banned this language due to the pagan origins of the islanders. Greek writer Pausanias described the scene of a terrible earthquake that destroyed the city of Helike in one night, followed by a horrific tsunami, submerging all that remained of the once prosperous capital. The capital of the Achaean League was the center of worship for the sea god Poseidon. Apart from ancient Greek texts, there was no evidence of this city's existence until an archaeologist discovered Helikean coins bearing the image of the god Poseidon's head. In 2001, 2 archaeologists identified the location of Helike beneath a layer of mud and gravel. Soon after, excavation work began, and scientists hoped to learn about the city's growth and demise. Considered by some to be the city of Atlantis in legend. To date, hundreds of odd bodies, mainly from the Iron Age, have been discovered in the northern European marshlands. Most of the odd bodies are well preserved, dating back up to 2005, and bear signs of torture and violence. These terrifying traces lead scientists to hypothesize that they were victims of ancient sacrificial rituals. While discoveries increasingly reveal reasons for the Roman Empire's decline, mystery still shrouds the disappearance of the Minoan civilization. About 3,500 years ago, an earthquake on Thera Island wiped out all life on Crete. The origin of the story about a king and the monster that ate him. Clay tablets discovered by archaeologists indicate that this civilization still existed for about 50 years afterward before vanishing completely. Hypotheses about its collapse include a volcanic eruption causing crop failure or conquest by Greek forces. The Stonehenge stone structure in England remains a mystery to scientists. But the megalithic structures on the coast of Brittany and northeastern France are perhaps even more intriguing. More than 3,000 ancient stone columns are arranged in a perfectly straight line stretching over 12 kilometers. Local legends say these stones were originally a cavalry troop turned to stone by the sorcerer Aaron. Meanwhile, a scientist who has studied this structure for over 30 years proposes a hypothesis that these stone columns are an earthquake prediction tool. The identity of the builders of this ancient stone structure remains a mystery. The Robin Hood Mystery. Historians continue to search for the legendary figure Robin Hood, a forest knight who robbed from the rich to give to the poor, and the list of suspects keeps growing. Among them are a fugitive named Robert Hood who fled to Rockshire and a Robert Hood from Woodville. Determining the true identity becomes increasingly complicated because Robin Hood means an outlaw. As in the case of Woody Amlefever, who later changed his surname to Robert according to court records. The search for this legendary figure becomes more difficult because storytellers later added many characters, such as Prince John and the valiant Knight de Chartres. The disappearance of a Roman legion. After a skilled Roman army under General Crassus was defeated by the Parthians, it is believed that a small group of war prisoners wandered through the desert and eventually joined the army 17 years later. First-century Chinese historical records document an encounter with a strange army fighting in a fish-scale formation, a characteristic of the Roman military. Additionally, an Oxford University historian compared ancient documents and suggested that the Roman remnants built a small town called Lichine, the Chinese translation for Rome. It is known that scientists are conducting DNA tests to prove this hypothesis and explain some traits of their descendants today, such as green eyes, long hair, and a fondness for bullfighting. The Voynich manuscript is perhaps the world's most unreadable book. This 500-year-old book was discovered in 1912 in a library in Rome, containing 240 pages of entirely unfamiliar writing and illustrations. Cryptographers have tried hard to decode this strange script, but no one has succeeded, with some even suggesting it's just an ancient prank. However, analysis of the book shows that the handwriting seems to follow the structure and rules of a real language. During an excavation in the Tarim Basin of western China, archaeologists discovered over 100 mummies, more than 2,000 years old. Victor Mayer, a university professor, was extremely surprised to see the blonde-haired, long-nosed mummies at a museum exhibition in 1993. And he returned to collect DNA samples. DNA testing supported his hypothesis that these mummies carry European genes. 1st century BC Chinese historical records mention groups of white settlers called the Bai, Uji, and Tocharian, yet there is still no explanation for why these people mysteriously appeared here. The Indus Valley Civilization spanned from western India to Afghanistan with a population of up to 5 million. This is the oldest known civilization of India. Until 1922, John Marshall excavated the city and discovered an extremely hygienic culture, with an extremely complex drainage system and perfectly designed bathrooms. Strangely, there is no archaeological evidence of the existence of an army, kings, slaves, social conflicts, or common ancient vices. For Christians, the appearance of the Star of Bethlehem, the Christmas star, is a religious event that needs no explanation. For 2,000 years, the brightest star has remained a mystery. For scientists and non-Christians, many questions about this star remain unanswered. Since ancient times, the appearance of the Star of Bethlehem has attracted the attention of researchers in astronomy, history, and archaeology. The great German astronomer Johannes Kepler believed this star was a conjunction of two planets forming a new star. However, modern scholars suggest it was an unidentified flying object, but the scientific basis so far is not convincing enough. Thus, the Star of Bethlehem remains a mystery. This mysterious event occurred in East Devon, England in February 1855 and is one of the unsolved mysteries. After heavy snowfall, residents discovered footprints imprinted on the white snow. These mysterious footprints appeared along a long straight path and followed a single direction. This mysterious footprint appeared in many places, from rooftops, water pipes, walls to dry haystacks. Some footprints stopped in desolate places and mysteriously disappeared. In 2009, people discovered ancient Dyatlov footprints appearing on snow again. Many hypotheses were proposed to explain this mysterious phenomenon. Accordingly, some people believe that the ancient Dyatlov footprints were the product of a prankster playing tricks on people. In addition, some guests speculated that these strange footprints were actually ancient Dyatlov footprints. The mysterious accident at Dyatlov Pass. In 1959, 9 young students skiing during their vacation in Russia's Ural Mountains encountered a mysterious accident and never returned. This group of 9 students left their tent at midnight without wearing proper winter clothing. They went outside walking in the freezing weather. People found the bodies of 2 students who died from hypothermia first next to a tree. They died while trying to climb the tree. A week later, people found the remaining 7 bodies. However, the strange thing was that the victims' bodies had mysterious injuries. Some had crushed heads. Some had missing tongues. Some were buried in a white snow. This tragic accident made investigators headache while searching for clues. But until now, the cause of the incident hasn't been found. This story has become a great mystery, and the location where these students set up their tent before dying was named Dyatlov Pass. Alien visit to Kelly Hopkinsville. In 1955, residents of Kentucky, USA reported that aliens visited the Kelly Hopkinsville area. But witnesses including state police and local police reported to authorities about seeing aliens. According to witnesses, the aliens were 0.9 meters tall, with pointed ears, long claws, pin legs and arms. These extraterrestrial creatures were silver and, although they didn't enter the house, the aliens appeared at windows and doors, causing panic among those inside. They immediately fled and called the police. However, due to lack of concrete evidence, until now, this remains a great mystery puzzling humanity. Whether aliens really exist or not. Lily Lindberg was a 32-year-old divorced woman living in Stockholm in the 1930s. She lived in a small apartment and worked as a prostitute. On May 1, 1932, she was planning to celebrate Labor Day with her friend. Minnie Jansen, a 35-year-old woman living in the same building and working the same profession. Lily had a blue light as a call girl signal, as she was the only one in the building with a telephone. Lily received a call from a potential client asking if he could come to her place. Lily agreed, so Minnie went home, and Minnie only saw her friend alive briefly that day, when Lily came to borrow a pestle. And an hour later, when Minnie knocked on Lily's door, no one answered. Minnie thought perhaps Lily had gone to celebrate Labor Day with the male client. Only 3 days later did people report to the police. When they broke in, Lily was lying face down on the bed, naked with a pestle still inserted in her anus. She had been strangled with 3 blows to the head by a blunt object. Her clothes were neatly folded right beside her. There were many other puzzling things related to the murder case, as there was a large bloody soup ladle in the room. Further investigations showed that the blood was from Lily's body and the murderer had used the ladle to drink blood. Despite authorities' efforts, details about the murder remained shrouded in mystery. And local newspapers called the murderer the Atlas Macaron, according to the area where Lily lived. 8 of Lily's neighbors were investigated, but none were suspects. Minnie couldn't recall the exact words on the phone that she overheard, but said the man sounded gentle and polite. No fingerprints or suspicious objects were left at the crime scene. One hypothesis said the murderer could be a police officer who beat Lily with his fists and knew how to cover up the crime. Whatever the case, the murderer remains forever a mystery. The incorruptible body of Master Huineng of the Tang Dynasty. Master Huineng of the Tang Dynasty was the first monk in Chinese history to have an incorruptible flesh body, also known as an enlightened monk with an incorruptible body. Currently still worshipped at Nanhua Temple in Fujian, Huineng. During the Cultural Revolution, in order to eliminate so-called superstitious practices, he destroyed so-called deity, and to verify whether Master Huineng was man-made. The Red Guard used a sledgehammer to hit the master's eye, creating a small hole there. Everyone was surprised to see that the master's body parts remained intact. Those present at the scene quickly wiped away the dirt and bumped heads with each other. Legend has it that for nearly 800 years, Genghis Khan's tomb has always been protected by a curse to remain undiscovered. In 2002, an American archaeological team claimed to have found Genghis Khan's tomb. As soon as they left the area, the expedition discovered a 2-mile-long wall surrounding the tomb. From this wall, many venomous snakes suddenly appeared. It is said that before Genghis Khan died in 1227, he ordered that no one should know the location of his tomb. Dear friends, throughout history, humanity has witnessed countless mysterious phenomena that cannot be explained. Ask just that we dawn. Like the mysteries of the world, among them are events considered super mysteries. It took thousands of years for humans to find the answers. What do you think about those mysteries? Please leave your opinion in the comment section below. Don't forget to give Enigmatic Echoes a like and subscribe to the channel so you dawn. For now, goodbye and see you again. Subscribe to the